What's going on, YouTube? Centex Collector here with the video for the 2021 Chase Edge Pro Cruiser 24-inch. I actually just started racing a few weeks ago. Went out on practice on my 96 Haro. Then that night I came home, went to dance comp, ended up getting this for a good price shipped. Just because the old mid-school or old school bikes just don't hold up with the geometry and etc. like these current new school BMX bikes. So only thing I upgraded so far is the pedals. I got some 1-up composite mountain bike pedals just because it's got because I'm riding flats. I don't feel comfortable or confident yet to do clips, but you got your pegs in here. I wear 510 mountain bike shoes when I'm racing because they grip in better, and these are the same pedals I have on my mountain bike, and these pedals actually are lighter than most the BMX pedals I was looking at. So again, it was a 1-up composite. That's the only thing I've upgraded so far, just because I want to get some more laps in, some more races. First race I did at Capital City BMX, I rode a friend's DK because this wasn't in yet. And then the last 2 races I've done on this. So I've done 6 motos and probably a few practice laps. So I've gotten some laps in on this thing, got some races in. And right now, I'm a novice, obviously, since I just started. So you can ride 20 or 24-inch. Whenever I move up to intermediate, we'll see if I go after a 20-inch so I can race class and cruiser. First race I did class, last 2 races I did cruiser. So right now I'm just having fun. I'm not a young kid anymore, so 24-inch is more forgiving. But I'm not a giant either, so a 20-inch. I could still ride a 20-inch. Right now I'm floating around 155 pounds. I'm probably about 5'9"-ish. So I could still ride a 20 fairly well, but 24-inch feels good. And if you see my other videos, I have a whole stable over here, the 29, 26. That's my girlfriend's 26 hanging up. Got the chromed out Haro 20-inch, GT Vertigo Project 20-inch, and then the Dyno, or actually that's the Vertigo in the corner project, and then Dyno Comp, which I'm selling the Haro and 20-inch Haro in the comp so I can work on the Vertigo. And my mountain bike is with my mechanic guy right now, but I have a 29er Trek mountain bike too. Anyway, let's get into the components of the Chase. I mean, there's no carbon on this. I mean, like I said, this bike was under $600 shipped from Dan's Comp. We got 21.5-inch top tube, 6061 alloy, integrated head tube, 1 1/8 inch fork. Got the Chase chromo fork, headset integrated, handlebar, Chase 5.75-inch rise. A friend of mine recently went with a box bars, and he went with carbon forks with box. So we'll see if I go the carbon route. Right now I'm just trying to really get comfortable and confident in riding. I didn't ride BMX racing as a kid. I did have BMX and freestyle bikes as a kid, but I never got into racing, unfortunately. Let's see, the grips, some Insight screw-on grips, Insight cogs, screw-on clamps, stem, and I really like how Chase branded and did their parts here. Stem is a Chase Edge 50mm alloy stem, which I've been looking at box parts. I'm looking at box stem and bars and maybe box forks, carbon. Bottom bracket, we have 118 millimeter ISIS bottom bracket. Somebody on BMX Museum told me his went out after about 50 laps, so I may go with the Insight based on his recommendation. Chainring is an Insight 41 tooth. Got 4 bolts, alloy ring. Crank is the Edge 180 millimeter alloy. I really like that. I may go with a box crank arms and crank set as well later on. Chain, typical, got KMC Z1. Rear free wheel, or in this case a cog, 18 tooth. And our rims, front and back, front and rear, Chase Edge 175s, 24 by 175 rims. And then the tire up front is bigger. Got the Tioga Power Block 1.75 up front and 1.60 in the rear. And brakes, we have Tektro brake lever ML520, and the caliper is Tektro 837 AL. V-brakes, I'm not sure if I'll attempt to run disc or change the brakes. I mean, Tektro makes decent brakes. I have box 3s on my 29er, so I have to look around and see what other brake setups, if this is sufficient. Doesn't feel as grippy or tight. I'm assuming these are probably the Tektro brake pads, but they're not as tight as my friend's bike that has the SE Flowable. Maybe it's just on my end, I just need to do some adjusting. Saddle, Pro Pivotal. Seat post, just alloy pivotal. Seat post clamp, quick release. Chase Edge, 31.8 millimeter. Got built-in head chain tensioners already on here. Insight chain tensioners for 3/8 axles. And that's about it for the components. And I like the stickering and the logos they did on here. And it's red and black, just a really sharp bike. Tires a little skinnier than what I'm used to, obviously, because I'm running 2.5s on the 29er BMX. I was running 2.4 and 2.6 on the mountain bike, but now I've switched over to Max's 2.3s. So we'll see how that feels when I get that bike back. And then my 26-inch, I'm running 2.3s. So it's definitely getting used to these skinny tires. Obviously, you don't want to go much bigger than 1.95 on BMX tires, because then you're just adding extra weight. It'd be interesting to see if BMX ever goes tubeless like mountain bikes. I love having tubeless tires, but you're not riding as much, basically a quarter mile on a BMX track. But yeah, overall, I've been really happy with this 24-inch. It was a significant upgrade from riding a 1996 Haro Group 1. You can tell by, I mean, granted, the Group 1 for a 96 was only 25 pounds. This one right now is probably 21 pounds. So 25 pounds for a 96 hard group 1 compared to only 4-pound difference. But again, this is a cruiser 24-inch and the hard was a 20-inch. So friend's DK is like 19 pounds. So by the time, if I throw on some carbon components or parts, or some different alloy parts, aluminum, I'll lighten the load up on this a little bit. But like I said, right now I'm not in a rush to do any upgrades. I'm trying to get my riding confidence down, especially getting the gate starts. Unfortunately, I won't be able to ride the next 2 races. Well, today's race, Sunday, because they race Friday total points and then Sunday. But today got rained out. And then the next 2 race weeks, I'll be out of town in Pittsburgh and probably won't get a chance to ride up there. But yeah, guys, cruiser, Chase Edge. It's a great bike, bang for its buck. Like, comment, subscribe. Definitely give me any feedback or tips on upgrades or just riding in general for a newbie novice like me. JJ out.